DZ Dog here. Just a quick little disclaimer. For a while, a large portion of this podcast was lost. Thanks to Logan, I was able to piece together most of the podcast. But there are like 10 minutes that he wasn't able to record. I don't know, I guess I'll put something in there. Anyway, enjoy the show. And Logan, thank you so much for finding those last files. I mean, you're a lifesaver. You're a miracle worker. Just anyone listening to this, just, subscribe to him on YouTube, follow him on Twitter. Hell, donate to his Patreon. He needs the money. He deserves it. He deserves anything you can give him. Alright, thank you. Enough of the gushing. Enjoy the show.
The D-pad contains crude language, cringe humor, and suggestive themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. We're gonna have a TV party tonight. Alright! We're gonna have a TV party, alright!
Logan's avatar.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Logan,
Yeah?
why does your avatar have the Make America Great Again hat on her?
Because I thought it was funny.
Oh god.
I've got that post-irony, that
So
millennial
long.
post-irony.
Yeah. Alright, well, welcome to the D-pad. I'm your host, DZ Dog. We're here with Logan and Dragonking Mark.
Hey,
What's up?
it's the classic team.
What you guys doing? Yep, the original. Back again.
How you doing, Mark?
Yeah, I've been alright. Played some Nio a bit ago. Completed the, mission that I was just doing. Got some cool stuff. Just watching some Steven Universe videos by the roundtable about the whole, the recent Steve bomb with, Wanted.
Oh yeah.
It's about a theory.
Yeah, funnily enough, I was actually just writing a video about Wanted, because I had been working on this for quite a while, but I just sort of been procrastinating on it.
I know how you feel, dude. I've been procrastinating on my novel, and I actually had to delete it and then rewrite it again. Holy shit!
What?
My friend in my Discord group linked a video to us. Apparently, it's about Busby, the Woolly Strike Back teaser trailer.
They're making a new one?
Wait,
What?
they're making another...
Hang on, I'm gonna link it.
Oh my god, this is
Huh.
amazing. I love that game.
I never played Busby.
Yeah, it's
I used to like it as a kid.
Huh?
For some reason.
What were you saying, Mark?
There you go.
I just said I really used to like it as a kid. But I don't know, I kind of just grew out of it, I guess.
I
Once
don't
I
know.
discovered other games.
I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I can understand why people hate it so much, but I don't know. Personally, I think it has a certain charm to it that couldn't really be made today, where they just have this weird mascot that sort of just came up out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. And then they made that weird, like, art house game with him when he was just kind of, like, walking around this weird world. And it was, like,
then there
all
was their
deep.
attempt at putting him in 3D.
Yeah, it was kind of a parody of that version, the PlayStation one. But now, apparently he has some sort of new fan base going on, where it's like he's portrayed as a male to female transgendered person for some reason.
What?
I don't know why.
What?
It's all over DeviantArt. Hold on.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, I ain't clicking that link.
Yeah,
I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I don't want to wrap my head around it. Does that make sense?
yeah, I know. I don't know where it came from. Possibly Tumblr. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean the
Yeah.
DeviantArt communities, they're an interesting bunch. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, I found a couple pictures. They're not anything perverted. Safe for oh god. Can't show that one. Don't want to show that one.
Yeah.
Uh
Going back on the topic of what we were just discussing about Steven Universe.
mhm.
What were you saying, Logan?
Oh, I just said mm-hmm.
No, I mean like what you were saying. Like you mentioned, like you were just
Oh.
talking about like how you were working on a video.
Yeah. Because I don't know, a lot of people were sort of theorizing about the plot and stuff. So I kind of I'm good that that's covered. Like everyone's talked about the plot of the episode, but no one's really talked about the character development. And I think Lars specifically went under some really interesting you know, changes of course in the character, and that we learned a lot about him. So I'm sort of approaching the episode from that angle.
I can see that. For me, I liked it. The wanted Steve bomb, because not only did it give us interesting character development with Lars, and admittedly he kind of needed it, but
Mhm.
there was the whole thing with the trial and what happened, and like how it revealed some interesting facts about Pink Diamond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Just gotta throw that out just in case.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Skip ahead a couple minutes, I guess. I don't know.
Just place that on like a time when this is about to start.
Yeah, I mean I can
Yeah.
edit this for you. And not take forever.
Oh no, it's fine. I actually have time now. I have a couple of days off.
Oh.
Do it.
Ooh,
But-
nice.
As I was saying, the whole fact that it revealed that, well, it basically gave the whole interesting defense about Pink Diamond and her death, or her shattering, and how, when you look at it from all the stuff we learned, like Bismuth revealed that Rose Quartz's sword was specifically made not to shatter, but to proof gems. And that was when Blue Diamond revealed that it was a sword that took her. I'm like, wait a minute, something is. I didn't realize it yet, but when me and my friends were talking about it, David and Cody, you already met them, Danzig.
Mhm.
We were discussing about this when David mentioned about the sword, and he's mentioned Bismuth told us specifically that sword was designed not to kill Shatter Gems. It was meant to poof them. So I'm like, wait. Looking back and rewatching it a few times, I'm like, yeah, there's something big going on, because they don't know. And then Blue Zircon was basically giving that defense that maybe a diamond or someone of high authority was behind it. And rewatching the episode, you kind of get some hints that Yellow Diamond must know something. And when it mentioned about the pearl, like the expressions about with yellow and blue pearls, it was just like Yellow Pearl like had the expression like a dirty secret was about to get slipped out. But at the same time, like we weren't able to get like a decent answer for it. But at the same time, it at the very least revealed some interesting facts about the diamonds, and about possibly that someone assassinated Pink Diamond, but it wasn't. It wasn't Rose. Like some people believe now that Rose was set up by someone.
Yeah, I mean I think that subtext
And my
was,
friends and I, we were all like,
Oh, what were you gonna say?
David, Cody, and I were all discussing about like who could it be? Like people were saying White Diamond, a lot of people saying Pink, Yellow Diamond, or there's the fact that they think that that Rose shattered, that Pink Diamond was shattered, but what if she wasn't? Like what if in fact she's locked somewhere, like she's somewhere else, but her diamond's intact, just somewhere safe.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just something that we discussed, and it leads to some very disturbing implications.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the fanfics already.
But-
I can see DeviantArt going crazy about this one.
Oh yeah, the theory community is going nuts.
I mean, I don't really go to very many Steven Universe communities besides Beach City Buggle, you know, just to look at if anyone's made like any fan art or anything, but and I try to post my own videos there, but they never post them for some reason, even though I'd argue that I'm probably like, I don't know, I think I'm an okay Steven Universe channel. They never post me there though. So I sort of have a grudge against most Steven Universe websites.
The thing I'm only just the only few fans that I have. The only like fans that me, David, and Cody are just like regular, you know, fans of this show. We like it. We want to know more. Kind of glad we're like that.
Yeah. That's really that's the way to do it right there.
Yep. Just not too crazy, but we're interested. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I sort of have a I sort of have a aggressive personality about it, where it's like, oh, I gotta talk about this in a video. I don't know, which is fun, but I don't know, people seem to react a lot of the time whenever I talk about one of the episodes, like, how dare you say this and that? So I sort of am jaded towards the whole community.
Yeah, I understand that. Ooh. I usually like to stay away from fandoms for the most part. Just kind of enjoy it. Yeah, solitude.
Yeah, I can understand how you feel.
Now that's the way to do it. Just get like a few friends to talk about it, and then, you know, you're kind of done with it. I mean, I really feel for like fan artists, especially who draw stuff about the show. Like, they get hit really hard, and it's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you mean. I really do, man. Hey, Commissar.
Hey, don't have much longer. Managed to ring out some free time.
Yeah.
You're on the battlefields?
Yeah, stepped inside a command bunker right now and using the Fox network in an unimproved way, but the Omnissiah provides and the machine spirit seems to be appeased, so.
I'm into that.
How am I sounding right now?
Pretty good. Decent.
Yeah. It's a lot of not interference, but you know, it's kind of muffled. It's not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just talking about Steven Universe and that kind of stuff.
About the recent Steve bomb.
Steve bomb.
It's the fans' term for when a bunch of Steven Universe episodes have just been put out onto the internet and Cartoon Network. We call it a Steve bomb. During the summer, it was referred to as a Steve nuke, due to the we were getting episodes every week.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how's the show progressing? I haven't watched much of it.
Well, the recent series Wanted has him going into Homeworld, and we've learned a lot.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't really watched a lot of the episodes, only like a couple. But you know, I'm still kind of kept up, you know, thanks to YouTube videos, I guess, that talk about it. Yeah, I don't like to watch them online because, you know, They don't.
Lower quality.
Yeah, that and the ratings kind of get hurt because you're not watching it on the actual channel.
Yeah, although they do have it on their online service.
Yeah.
I know that you are in pain. For my children, I'm here to tell you that suffering is a choice, and you can choose a better path. We want you, we accept you, and we will take you, willingly or not. And some of you may fight, but in the end, you will thank us. I am your father, and you are my children.
All right. Well, yeah. Anything else about Steven Universe, or can we move on?
I got nothing really to think of.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on the new Farcry that's supposed to be coming out?
Okay, that looks fairly interesting, and I'm kind of curious to see how it goes.
Yeah, I saw that and looks quite awesome, actually. I love how they did the trailers where it'd be like, looks like ordinary people, and then starts talking like that. The plane trailer, oh my gosh, I love that one. Where the guy's working on the plane talking about how he's hoping he's got a daughter, and turns out they're in the middle of a war.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people have gotten kind of heated about that game, though. Of course, what else is new? People getting pissy about a game.
So you mean the petition that blew up because of shenanigans?
Yeah, that, and a lot of people thinking that the what's the Eden's Gate cult? It's supposed to be like a reference to it's like fundamentalist Christianity and or alt-right or something like that. I don't know. It's some craziness.
I believe
A symbol from the cult Church of Scientology. So
is that what it is?
yeah.
Huh.
And then I know, a lot of the gaming news networks or news magazines were circulating around about the petition, which when I checked the petition after seeing 6 different articles, it was only at 388 signatures, so it's not a large petition that's getting any movement. If anything, I think someone from one of those news groups just created the petition because it's overly written out in a way that seems fake. And for, news groups to be going around and this petition is trying to shut out Far Cry 5. And I check, and it's barely doing anything. So I think they may be overhyping the offense just for views, because unfortunately, a lot of those are clickbait websites.
What I was going to say was, a lot of these gaming news sources, they seem to take certain elements out of context, this game is promoting alt-right or whatever, when really that game is I don't know, just out of an example, maybe a commentary on it saying, this is a bad thing, or it's a historical piece, But, I don't know, it seems like a lot of these gaming news sources, quote-unquote, will just try to find anything in a game that seems like it's marketable for a title, and, people who haven't actually played the game will see it, and then they'll get mad about it.
Well, offense is the biggest moneymaker right now when it comes to, ad revenue, so...
Controversy always stirs ad revenue for things.
Yep. Well, I've got to get going. My men need me to, inspire bravery or some shit. Later.
Later.
Yeah, see you, man.
See ya. Good luck. So, I don't get why... Well, I understand why they do it, especially with, old media. They try to just, stir up controversy every 5 seconds just to stay relevant. Which is really unfortunate that that's what the news has basically become now.
Well, there's also that, and don't forget what's going on in the USA.
Well, yeah, a lot of stuff's going on there here.
Yeah, but let's not
But
get too
yeah, the news
political.
media basically the news media basically trying to do everything it can to stay relevant, even that they would misinterpret something to basically to their own end and just let it go from there without clarifying. That's the one thing I hate.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
like seriously, like why? If anything, you should really be talking about the truth and not just, I guess, like you should really be like just talking about the truth. Yeah, but like you should also bring in facts. Uh, don't just like do this. Like don't like make an article. Don't check your facts. Post it and then just let the controversy and stuff do that. Just stir out of control because you didn't do fact checking. And yeah, I know. I mean, not all reporters do that, but like you gotta check your facts. Like before you do that, you always have to proofread, check your facts, and then just see where it goes from there.
Yeah,
And just like try to make it.
I was gonna say, I wish that they would just give just the facts and not inject any sort of opinion into it.
Mhm. But that's what brings in viewers, and yeah, let's not get too political, like you said.
Yeah.
Freaking bums me out.
Yeah, the reason we're on this show anyway is to
So-
just escapist media.
Exactly. Let's go back. This is a gaming podcast, after all. I guess I don't know.
Well, I guess really going back with Far Cry 5, I gotta say this new one's a bit interesting because I never really see something like this before.
Yeah, you usually see like exotic
Locations like that, those island chains in 3, the country of Karat in 4, which was supposed to be based off of Nepal, but most people were surprised by how modern it is. I don't think it's supposed to be that. Is it supposed to be that modern? I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll admit, Far Cry Primal, that was really fun. Seeing different locales, riding on a mammoth.
Yeah.
I haven't actually played any of the.
I don't know. I guess.
Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say, I guess they're trying to downsize, like bring it on back. I guess make it more simple. Kind of like with Mankind Divided did, the Deus Ex franchise. It was a little bit shorter. It didn't have a lot of locations to explore, but I don't think they're really going for that. It was this thing, I can't remember the name. It was like something Living Street or something that the person that developed the game was trying to do. Like basically just make a town that felt realistic, I guess, like an actual like neighborhood or something, rather than this just big expansive open world that kind of felt empty in certain places.
Yeah. I haven't actually played any of the Far Cry games besides the one on the Wii, and that was only briefly, and that game was really, really good, but I do need to get more into the series. The only thing I really know about the games beyond, that one, is the controversies, as you mentioned, that always seems to get surrounded by them. But Far Cry Primal looks really, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't.
Yeah, I haven't played. Well, I played only like a little bit of Blood Dragon, which is like a spin-off. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I played a little bit of Far Cry Blood Dragon. If you've heard of that,
I
like
actually have that.
Yeah, really good. It's 80s, like cheesy 80s aesthetic. Everything's all neon. It's awesome.
Yeah, that game looks really good. Isn't like Godzilla or a knockoff of it in there?
It's some sort of kaiju, like giant monster.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a bit of a throwback to 80s times, It's got like an 80s vibe to it. It uses the Far Cry 3 engine. I actually have it because it was free on PlayStation like a year ago, and I was like, might as well get it. Played it a bit. It's good. I've played 3 and 4 as well on Primal.
Yeah, the reason I haven't played any of the newer iterations of the series is because you know, it's on PS4 and Xbox One, and it's like I can't afford that. But I think the, you know, the Neon Lights one or whatever is on PS3, so I'll probably get to that one of these days, because it does look really fun.
I mean, yeah, I mean it is fun. Though set in Hope Count, it's set in Montana, right?
Yeah, like a fictional town in Montana, something like that.
Run by a cult. Oh boy, I can just already imagine the stuff that goes on in there. I mean, I saw like one of the trailers for with the priest guy, and I'm like, that is a priest I can get behind. That is a priest I would follow. Bible in one hand, gun in the other, and in the Bible is a hollowed out section with a pistol.
Oh gosh.
And this makes
That's
me
just
wanna,
badass.
This makes me want to rewatch the first season of Preacher. That was a good show.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's really
It was good, though.
absurd. And it was based on a really good graphic novel. And it's you know, the acting's really good. And there's a lot of really cool action in that show. It's good stuff.
Yeah, well, anything else about Far Cry 5 or Far Cry in general?
I guess really one interesting fact I thought in Primal was what the Udam condition they were suffering. They called it Skullfire, but players and other people would recognize it as actually Kurun, which was caused by their cannibalism. In fact, it was actually making it worse for them, but they didn't know. It was a bit sad. It was like a bit sad because they were trying to figure out why they were dying, and even though they look like the kind of people who would really murder you and then eat you, at the same time they're trying to understand what is causing their skull fire and what they can do to fix it by their own primitive nature. Contrast to the Ezila, who are pyromaniacs.
Some say my amphibious nature makes me seem odd. That's because I'm part fish. I must be cold, insensitive, and creepy. I beg to differ. You may not think I'm attractive, but your wife will. Grrr.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, the Udam I felt sympathy for. The Ezila, I wanted them all to die. Which kind of felt really satisfying when I took down Batari. That was...
Oh, damn it. Sorry about that. If I didn't pick up. It's an ad playing. Okay, well, yeah, now that we're done with that, I guess that can be the segue. New Seaman game.
Oh,
Freaking-
I have
coming
never heard...
Possibly. It's just kind of a rumor.
I want
It was on the
so bad.
creator's Twitter or something like that.
Because Seaman is one of my favorite games of all time. It was one of the first games I ever played when I was like 4 years old, I want to say. And I can still remember me and my brother sitting there having conversations with the guy, and it completely recontextualized my life at the time. It was doing things I never thought were possible. It's really good. I mean, I still play the game to this day. I really think it's a masterpiece. That game is so technically advanced, especially for the time, that it blows me away even to this day. So to get a sequel with modern technology, oh my goodness, especially with the way mics are these days, can, you know, pick up voices better. Wow. I want this so badly. If I was a
Mhm.
millionaire, I would give them all of the money in the world to make this.
Yeah, it was a really, really great game. Really experimental. You don't really see that a lot, except for, of course, like the indie gaming industry. I don't know how this generation would feel about it. I guess wouldn't do too well mainstream, of course, but it'll find its place.
Yeah,
Maybe on Steam or something like
the
that.
great
OG.
thing about Sega, I think especially back in the day, and why I still play my Sega Genesis, my Dreamcast, etc., is because their games were just so experimental. They didn't care about having like the highest budget, best story, quote-unquote experience, or whatever these people are doing nowadays. They just wanted to make interesting and fun experiences, and that's why I love Sega so much. And so, you know, with Seaman potentially coming back, I think that could really, you know, shake up the industry in a big way, because games just haven't been this special in a while, and that could be nostalgia talking for me, even though I'm not really that old or anything. But like, I don't know, I just feel like games nowadays aren't doing enough to experiment. And if, you know, Seaman came back, it was, you know, it did somewhat well, we could see, you know, some more interesting IPs from Sega come back, because I know they've been talking about wanting to revive their quote-unquote real IPs or whatever they were talking about.
Really?
Honestly, I never played Seaman before. I didn't really know about it. I thought it was a weird thing. I'm wondering, when I saw it the first time, I'm like, what the frick is this? What is this thing? I'm just gonna be blunt.
Yeah, I haven't played it either. I just watched a ton of videos about it, and I read about it in like a magazine a long, long time ago, and I wanted to get my hands on it, but it was just one of those games that was just kind of just I guess a legend to me. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, it's
Ah,
definitely...
damn it! Hang on.
It's definitely a legend to me.
Dog agrees.
And Mark's dog, yeah. Just because I've had so many great experiences.
Sorry about that.
With it. Oh, it's good.
I think Rocky bit Angel. I swear to God, I'm gonna throw my sandal at him.
I love when your dogs interrupt, Mark.
Really? Because half the time they usually interrupt me in the morning, and half the time I want to at least kick one of them in the foot.
Oh, dude,
Aww.
I know
Just
what
wanna
that's
play.
Because I mean, my dog, Jazz, he always wakes me up every morning, because he may not be in the bed with me when I go to bed, but as soon as I wake up, he's always there just bouncing on me for me to go take him on a walk. He's adorable, and I like him a lot.
Yeah, I like dogs.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big
Okay,
animal
anything
guy.
else that could be taken out of context easily?
Oh.
No, I'm messing around.
I hate the internet sometimes, though. It's...
Yeah, it's awful. But I think it's done more good than harm, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You know, as I've said many times on my other podcast, the Ramblecast, if people didn't exist, 4chan wouldn't exist. So it's sort of just kind of taking these weird
He's
people
not wrong.
that were sort of always there, and then just giving them a microphone. But it's best to just, you know, pay attention to the positive people on the internet and just sort of have fun, like this podcast.
Yeah. Alright, anything else about Seaman? Seaman? Naval boats?
I need to watch the
Not really much.
for it again. 'Cause Angry Video Game Nerd. He did a really
That
good
was-
video on that game.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites of the newer seasons.
I think it's probably one of my favorites of the nerd in general. Like,
Mm.
even though he sometimes puts out a mediocre video, like his Sonic 06 one, when he puts out a good one, it's like really good. Like the Mega Man one or the Berenstein Bears.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go make dinner.
Oh, okay.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.
Right, so this is the segment when OBS crashed. But since Logan was away, he wasn't able to record this section of the podcast. So basically, this section is officially lost, and no one will know what we said. It wasn't really much, it was just Mark and me talking about anime live-action adaptations and things like that. Nothing too big. Alright, well, here's the remainder of the podcast.
I would talk more about that, but I would be getting into all sorts of spoiler territory. Are you? Hello?
Hey,
You doing all right? You finished dinner or whatever?
oh no, it's cooking. It's cooking.
Oh, okay. I was like, that was quick. But, jeez. Okay, well, yeah. We were just talking about anime adaptations. We're talking about the Cowboy Bebop live-action adaptation.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Cowboy Bebop would translate well to live action, especially when Steve Blum's voice isn't going to be present, and that's maybe they could get someone who sounds alike, but how do you get someone who sounds like Steve Blum? I mean, how do you look like Spike Spiegel, you know? That's gonna be a bit difficult. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel authentic without Steve Blum's voice. That's how I know the character, and that's how I love the character.
I was literally saying this, that the three key pillars if making live action is adapting anime to live action is the studio that does it, if they follow the source material, and the cast.
Yeah.
I mean, Adult
but
Swim
I
on
think-
Twitter, they were saying, like, yeah, this could go horribly wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. Though there's one thing I have to say that I said before with Mark, is that certain animes just don't really translate that well into like a 3D live action space. Like something more supernatural would look awful, but I think with Cowboy Bebop, it's kind of sci-fi. It's sort of grounded in reality to an extent that it would have a better chance, I think. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, I think part of the appeal of Cowboy Bebop for me, though, was, you know, the fact that there were so many things you could do in the show that couldn't really be translated to live action. Like, I don't think you could ever find someone who looks exactly like Spike, you know? And I think the way the character is drawn, you know, sort of, he has this sort of sly attitude about him, and the character design looks very sly, you know? So it's, there's certain aspects of the show that just can't be translated to live action, so it's sort of hard.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Well, yeah, at least it's not Full Metal Alchemist. That looks.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Looks cheesy.
They did reverse whitewashing with that one, where everyone is supposed to be European in the show, but they made everyone Asian in the live action remake.
Yeah, and there are actually Asian people in the Full Metal Alchemist universe. They're from that one continent that I can't remember the name because I haven't read manga or watched the anime in years.
Yeah, but like, the main characters aren't Asian. You know, it's Edward Elric. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a European-styled location, even if it's not explicitly stated to be anywhere. It's like an alternate reality. Oh, spoilers, I guess. I don't know. Fucking, it's been like nearly a decade. Come on, people.
I haven't seen FMA in a long, long time. I still have a few episodes recorded on VHS, fun fact, but I haven't seen the full show in years.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, anything else about live action anime or Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, not really.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, let's see.
Sort of talk about, you know, remakes in general. Why do people get excited for remakes? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You know, you got... you wouldn't remake The Wizard of Oz.
That?
Like, I don't think people would be excited for people remaking Wizard of Oz or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. They did Oz the Great and Powerful, no one cared.
Hmm.
It looked like everything else that was coming out at the time. I don't know. Remakes, it just
Remakes are kind
feels
of
like Hollywood just ran out of ideas after a
Because
while.
you can just watch the old movie. You know, that's that's
not entirely. Like, yeah, it's a good point, but I was just gonna say that sometimes remakes can have a point. It's just that if it's something that didn't like do very well in its first like incarnation, and it just kind of died on the vine, and I don't know if some like little company picks it up and decides to like, I don't know, do something with its licensing, then yeah, I understand that. Like, that's a good remake, like something that maybe had some good ideas or some sort of potential, but didn't have the budget to really do anything with it. Then yeah, remake that. But don't remake another Ghostbusters. Why? Don't remake another Wizard of Oz, like you said. Just
yeah, like everything the Ghostbusters could have done and should have done was done in the first movie, and it was perfect. You know, it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and the only reason that they made a female version was just to appeal to, you know, millennial feminists on Tumblr, who liked the old movie, but there's just a little bit too much white men in it, you know.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get political there. It's just that we kind of all know who that movie was made
it's
for.
cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just a cash-in. It's just a way to make
Speaking
money.
of that, mm-hmm. Yeah, but speaking of that, Wonder Woman. Anyone see that? I haven't seen it yet.
I know my acquaintance Spacey. I know he hates it, and I know a few other people who hate it. But I know Austin Trench of this show. He loves the movie. He was singing its praises all day long. So I wish he was here to talk about it. I haven't seen it personally.
Yeah, it looks all right. It looks like a actual superhero movie. It's not trying to be all Nolanized like every other DC movie has been.
Oh yeah,
Just
Batman v
and
Superman.
edgy.
Oh, I really don't like that movie. I know Trench. I know he loves it. I know it's one of his favorite movies. And I know Zack Snyder is one of his favorite directors, and I really respect him for that. I respect his tastes, but I just can't get into the movie. I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's fine. So what about you, Mark?
Thinking.
Sexist.
What? I wasn't really paying that much attention to what we were discussing.
First you weren't. You're a white, yellow dragon man. Male.
Yeah, the white man is always never listening to the women.
No, I
How
literally
dare
was just
you?
trying to.
I'm with her.
No, I mean, I was literally looking something up, and I wasn't really paying that much attention to what was going on.
You're not making this better for yourself. Yeah, that's right. I'm with her.
A likeful story, as always, with you Trump supporters.
Yeah. We have a bunch of Trump supporters in here.
I am not a Trump supporter. I voted for Clinton.
Yeah, I know. We're joking. So stupid. Okay, let's move away. We're getting too silly now. Let's move away from
Yeah.
Okay, Wonder Woman sounds decent, looks alright. Next topic. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, this is likely to happen if I come on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Not really much to talk about, or stuff that I've already been interested in, or already talked about it. But I don't know. Nothing's really came up now. It's not slow, but the news is at a bit of a trickle.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been paying attention to current events much. I've just been kind of working on music for a while, just making beats. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's cool. Trying to branch out a bit.
Yeah. But the problem lately is that I've been trying to write good raps over them, but my flow is just so bad. And I'm really bad at writing raps, so I just keep on rewriting them over and over and over again. Because I think the beats that I make are okay. They sound pretty good. I mean, I could listen to them for quite a while, so I like my beats. It's just that when I try to rap over them, everything I write just doesn't sound right to me. Either it sounds too edgy, or it just doesn't flow right with the beat properly. So I've just been sort of trapped in my room just working on music for a while now, until I get it right.
Yeah, well, don't go to me for rap advice. I don't know. Imagine me trying to rap with my monotone ass voice.
I would suck at rapping.
Yeah, I love I love going into really high pitched raps with my white boy voice.
Yeah, you could probably be a decent rapper. Just gotta work at it. You definitely have the backstory of a rapper. That's for sure. Yeah, you got your street cred.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, I've just been sort of trying to grind out work for this. I know my buddy Weeb Trash. He's just been giving me tips, because he's a black guy, so he has a lot more experience. That sounds racist. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But
right.
I
Yeah,
don't want to backpedal out of that one. That's oh no.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Views expressed on this podcast no way are my own. They're belong to the guests, not mine. Okay.
That's not what I was trying to say.
Well, I saved myself and not you.
That's not what I was trying to say.
Yeah, we know you're joking. It's fine. If someone gets upset, I'll. All right. Well, anything else you wanna?
Basically, what I was trying to say is, he's very experienced with it, because he kind of grew up with it and stuff. And he's had a lot more experience working on it, so he's sort of giving me tips to help me out.
Yeah, that's cool. You just gotta keep on at it, It gets a little bit easier over time.
Yeah, if I go back on my writing, my writing used to sound really bad. I just did a vlog about this not too long ago. I wrote this really cringy real-life review that said nothing about the show back in 2016, and it was just completely irreverent details that just meant nothing. There was no thesis whatsoever. And I think now, if I write something, it actually has a point to it. So, just gotta keep at it, and it will eventually get good.
Yeah. Okay, well, you guys want to actually end it off here? Because, yeah, I think we're running out of fuse.
I'm trying to think if there was something, another topic we had.
I mean,
Yeah, I
is,
could have swore we had something else.
yeah, like I remember sharing something in the chat that was gonna be news, but I forget exactly what it was.
I am literally scrolling up.
What's
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's
Studio
it.
Trigger.
Oh yeah.
Studio
yeah.
Trigger, yeah.
Yeah, they're starting a Patreon.
Yeah, that could be really good, especially since Trigger's not really small, but they don't really get as much work as some of the bigger companies. So
Yeah,
we could use the money.
Like A1 Pictures. A1 Pictures just churns out shows right and left. They've got that crappy fan service thing. I didn't want any. I'm not.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like Studio Trigger's Patreon.
Go on.
I'm not curious as to why they're doing it.
Basically.
I'm just like curious why they're doing one.
Basically, Studio Trigger, the shows that they produce aren't like, they're really popular among Americans, like, Space Patrol Luluco, Kill La Kill. They get a lot of traction over here, Little Witch Academia, because the characters that they have are, sort of more Western-centric. Like, in, Japan, a lot of the female characters aren't necessarily, like, super rebellious or whatever. They prefer them to be more shy, because that's just reflective of the culture. But over here, a lot of us want, like, strong female leads, etc. And, you got shows like Kill La Kill with the whole coming-of-age thing going on, and it has sort of a motivational message similar to Gurren Lagann. Also, Hiroyuki Imaishi's work. So, like, their shows appeal more to us, and they, of course, there's lots of Japanese sensibilities that they have, but they are really appealing to Americans, and the stuff that they do is usually pretty far away from what the industry wants. Like I mentioned A1 Pictures, you got that crappy fan service thing, Arrow Manga Sensei, that everyone just seems to be eating up because, cute girls, but, it's, like, they're not really making, the industry trends aren't really going towards something like Trigger, even though, their shows are relatively successful. The stuff they're doing can't really thrive because they're just sort of making shows for them.
Yeah, that's true. Mark, what do you have to say about Studio Trigger?
Well, really, the whole Patreon thing is, I guess really like it's if it's fans who want to like see what they can do with Patreon money, I say go on for it. And I'm just curious as to what they're gonna do with it. Like, I don't know. I mean, Studio Trigger, I've seen a few of their shows. Kill La Kill was one. It was a good show. Confusing as hell though. I was gonna say Gurren Lagann, but Studio Bones made that, I think.
No, it was Gainax.
No, it was Gainax.
Oh.
But it was...
Gurren Lagann was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was Imaishi. Imaishi, the guy who did Kill La Kill and most of the Trigger shows, worked on Gurren Lagann.
Also made Dead Leaves, I think, or worked on that.
Oh yeah. Which
Not
I
sure.
actually just downloaded Dead Leaves. the
Looks
other
like
day.
Imaishi.
Yeah, he used to do a lot of stuff at Production IG.
Ah.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know. IG, you see things like FLCO, where it was just a collaboration between Gainax and IG. They used to like really kill it with shows. They had just the best animation quality. I mean, IG is still going, but Gainax is sort of just defunct. But I think Trigger, since it was made out of old production IG and old Gynax employees, that they're doing things that are, you know, just as sort of punk and unique as those old studios used to.
Yeah. Oh, anything else about Studio Trigger?
I will say this, the whole Patreon thing, I think it could be really successful, and it could really change the scape of the anime industry, because for so long, these shows were going off of, you know, like, 3 episodes per $70 DVD, and then you buy merchandise, and that's how the shows would make back their budget. And like, if studios started having Patreons, you know, it could very well change the, you know, the sort of shows that get made, and shows could become a lot more specific in their appeal. You know, let's say a new studio shows up, they make like a mecha show, and they're just like the mecha guys, other than Sunrise, of course, and they make all these like unique mecha shows, and if people wanted to pay for that, who were really dedicated, they could just, you know, patron them, and then you could have all of these 80s style shows that don't really get made anymore. So I see it as, you know, the specifics can become like a really big part of the industry, because people are willing to pay for that sort of specific genre or specific feeling that that work might give them.
Yeah. What the hell? Tumblr just crapped out on me. Oh.
Yeah, I barely
just
go on
Tumblr being
Tumblr
Tumblr.
anymore. The only reason I go on Tumblr is to read Pan Pizza's blog,
Yeah.
which I will say, he has one of the
Yeah.
weirdest blogs I follow.
Oh
Yeah,
crap.
that guy. That guy is an interesting person, to say the least.
Hold on. I think OBS crashed. Yeah. Right. Well, I'm actually not recording now. I have been recording. Okay, just keep that in mind. It's just that I think I have too much stuff open.
Yeah, that would be hilarious if we just recorded the whole thing without you recording again.
Yeah.
In
But
news,
no,
BoJack-
I've been recording.
BoJack
Okay, it's
is coming
back on. It just crashed.
In July, they're making the new
Oh.
season of BoJack Horseman.
Yes. Finally.
Cool.
I really want to see what happened with that cliffhanger. I'm not gonna say what it is because spoilers, but wow, man, that ending on season 3, it's just, oh, I gotta see what happens. It just made me so emotional at the time, and right now I'm like really excited because I don't know, it's probably like my favorite show of all time. So I really want to see what happens in season 4 because I'm just so invested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great ending. Ugh.
I mean, I wish we
Mark.
could sort of go in depth about the hanging plot threads because, you know, there's a lot to talk about there, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah, me neither. Oh well, I guess we're just gonna have to be quiet. Well, let's just talk about our I guess our favorite aspects of this show or what we like about it. Or I guess just, you know, Logan and I talk about it.
Yeah, I just stay out of this.
Yeah, you might want to go first because if I start talking about it, we're going for 3 more hours.
Oh god.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll just keep it simple and short. I like how it deals with with a lot of like different like what's the word I'm looking for, subject matters and current issues, but it does it in such a subtle way that you don't really get from a lot of adult entertainment, especially in animation. Like Rick and Morty does a good job with it too, but I think it's a lot more obvious, a lot more blatant in your face about it than BoJack.
Yeah, BoJack is like a show.
Yeah, that's really the one reason why I love it so much. And yeah,
because I mean, there are like little references to things in that show that you would not get unless you were paying attention.
Yeah.
You know, this has sort of become a D-pad classic, but I think Wisecrack's video on that show was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, let's just retract all of our negative statements about Wisecrack. Let's just be complete ass kissers.
I mean, I did a whole video.
I was only mad because he didn't put a spoiler. Yeah.
Which I don't
But
know.
I spoiled you to Samurai Jack, so I guess I learned,
Yeah.
Yeah, looking back on both that podcast and that video, I was like,
I became what I hate.
So edgy about it. It's like, how dare I get this thing wrong about this YouTuber, guys?
Yeah, how dare he not put a spoiler before a frickin' cartoon for a bunch of man children to watch? I don't know. It's...
You know, the interesting
I hold no ill will.
Yeah, the interesting thing about BoJack Horseman in general that I read recently is that a lot of adults watch it with their kids.
What? Why? They wouldn't understand half the things they're talking about.
I don't know. I think kids are smarter than some people than some people may believe. Like on an emotional level towards that show. I think they might sort of understand what's going on. But you know, little references like Sisyphus and stuff, they're not gonna get that. But it's like that's just sort of a meta thing.
Yeah.
I think the bigger subject matter that it sort of deals with is kind of important, even though there's some very like adult jokes in the show. I think some of the subject matter can be kind of important for most people to know, because it is very real things.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Kids usually, while not like knowledgeable with experience, they're definitely very honest, very candid. They're not really like kind of just blocked off by from expressing themselves like older people are, with society. Yep, like us. Yeah, but I'd also have to say that I think the fan community is pretty good. Aside from Fur Affinity, don't go on there, of course, because they don't care.
Yeah.
Just want to see
I liked the podcast that Mumkey Jones did on BoJack Horseman, because he had a lot of personal context that he brought to the show that made it really interesting. Mumkey Jones is really good. I like that guy.
Well, yeah. I like his anime reviews. They're really good.
Yeah, did you see that video he did on Diary of the Wimpy Kid? Sort of going into the detail as to why the main character is a sociopath.
For who?
Diary of the
Which character?
Wimpy Kid.
He kind of cut off a bit.
The main guy, the main kid.
Oh no, I haven't. That
Wait,
sounds hilarious.
Oh, it's really, really good, and it's actually why he hates the new movie, is because the comedy doesn't come from the main kid being a sociopath.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense actually. I've watched the first movie again and a little bit of the second one, and he is very self-absorbed, but it's not like in a. I don't know. You can make a character like that and make him sympathetic. Like, look at Squidward from SpongeBob. He's kind of, self-absorbed, but I don't think he does it like.
I don't think
I don't know.
he doesn't do it like how he wants to.
He just
like-
wants more out of life. I think that's what Squidward.
I can understand.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll really understand that.
Wants to be a great artist, but he just isn't really up to snuff, which I kind of understand and relate to.
Yeah, I mean, I can pretty heavily relate to that, to be honest, but
Self-deprecation.
I think Squidward, the later seasons sort of portrayed him badly. I'm not trying to sound like mysterious Mr. Enter or anything,
Yeah, they didn't.
but I can't really fault
Oh.
the writers, because it's a hard job being a cartoonist. It's not like they deserve blacklisted or something. It's just, it's hard to keep up with the legacy of like a genius who just left the show,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know, Mr. Enter, he's really hard on the SpongeBob writers, even though I think Mr. Enter's videos have really improved, and he's way better now than he used to be. The things he used to say about the writers of that show, it's just, oh.
Yeah, he likes to present himself as this, really knowledgeable person within, I guess, animation, but I don't know. He needs to at least embrace that he's objective, I guess, or subjective. That's why that's what would make me like him.
I mean, in recent years, with his what's it called? On his BoJack Horseman video and his Homer Badman video, I think he went into some like very interesting personal context about how, about like how he used to be abused and stuff, and how he's autistic and stuff, and these sort of very mentally ill problems that he has. So he's done certain videos that I really like because he sort of embraces the subjectivity of it and sort of goes into these really big details about himself and about the show.
What the? No, I'm looking at my YouTube right now, and Lost Pause just posted a video saying there's a Chinese anime, and it's actually fantastic, and it literally just shows the cat in the thumbnail, Chinese SAO. He finally got into the King's Avatar.
Oh god, Lost Pause is ripping
I
off
still need to watch that.
romantic.
Yeah, everyone bashes SAO.
Yeah,
Digibro was the
Sword Art
first.
Online.
He spawned the trend.
Yeah, like, his video gets 1 million views, and then everyone needs to talk about it. Now, everything has been said about Sword Art Online. Can we just...
I know,
just be quiet about it?
It's
I know, I talked about it,
anime
Mark.
equivalent of Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go is
That's actually a
good.
fair...
Yeah, well, yeah, it's decent.
It has its moments.
I mean,
I don't know
used
about
to hate the
SAO.
show.
That's
Yeah, Sword Art Online is really bad. That show is like a 1 out of 10 for me. It's really, really bad. I don't like it. But
Watch the abridged version. It's better. Just trust me. It will save it. It's
well, it's an abridged version. Of course, it's gonna be.
The abridged version of
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh is better than the original. Those guys are good at what they do. And I love Yu-Gi-Oh in saying that. But
Yeah, Team
yeah,
4-Star,
like-
all those other guys.
But yeah, like I don't know. Teen Titans Go it has some really bad episodes, but then it has some really good episodes, and I used to be one of those guys who just hated the show, but there are certain episodes that just get me laughing so much, especially the ones where they, like, poke fun at the fans, who want the old show back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I
Yeah.
think people
That
get
one
offended
episode was
by
actually
those.
pretty funny.
But I just love the way they portray these people. Like, how dare this kids show? How dare this kids show not be up to my standards as an adult?
Exactly.
But Teen Titans Go,
Yeah.
I think it's a.
Yeah.
I think it's. A
I
10
just
out
don't
of
like
10.
it being aired.
What are you saying?
I think like certain episodes are done really good. Just the rest of it, it just makes me want to just. It makes me immediately grab my remote and immediately take it to another channel.
Yeah. I don't mind it that much. I just wish it wasn't aired a lot.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
let
I
all the other
agree.
shows have their moment, I guess.
It's only because
But it sells.
It's,
It's watch
it's
it.
only because it's so popular with kids, like SpongeBob, where they just play it over and over.
Yeah. Well, that was it's a great little tangent we went off on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish Trench was here because I feel like he would have a lot more things to say than I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
and I
there are
wasn't just
certain-
here freaking slurring over my words.
There are certain times where I consider Trench to be like the best member of the podcast. He's just so fun.
Yeah, he's really good.
No offense to the
He's really
present company.
picked up
now that I
the
think
show's
about it.
momentum, I think. Yeah, well, you gotta hit on Mark. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just
need
gonna
to make,
pretend like I didn't hear that last part.
I need to make like a top 5 D-pad members list, and then just sort of go through the best ones to start drama.
Oh God, yes. Actually, I would really love that.
I would just love to see just who would be, just like who would be number one. I would watch that video just to see who would be number
Right.
one.
I gotta add
Yeah.
this to like my list of things to do, because I'm actually gonna make this now.
Oh man, this is gonna get good.
Yeah, like who top five D-pad members who will cause drama. Oh
That's
boy.
perfect.
Oh no, bro. Drama alert nation.
Yeah, I'm not like those
Yeah.
other cartoon YouTubers who talk about Teen Titans
Gonna
Go
be on
500 times. I do videos on my own podcast.
Mm-hmm. But I would like to see that. That would be funny.
Yeah, that would be hilarious to see.
Yeah, I want to do it in the style of
Oh,
Mysterious Mr.
let's
Enter or
see.
something.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not even sure
Right.
that
Well, trying to think of anything else. Yeah, I don't know. This podcast is starting to nosedive. I love it though.
I know.
Yeah. That's usually the best part. Like, I don't like making shows where I know people will listen to it. I like making shows where the strongest people will listen to it.
Yeah, you can endure this nonsense.
Yeah. I don't know, I think Blue Poodle, I feel weird about the fact that Blue Poodle watches every episode or comments on them at least. I don't actually know who that is, I just know he/she
Yeah.
comments on them.
Yeah, she's a really.
Yeah.
I don't want to say sheltered, but she's really like, I guess, innocent. Just having to deal with my crazy antics and this entire podcast. It's yeah, it's something else to her. Like just
Well,
talking about it with her.
Who is she exactly? I actually don't know.
Surprised she hasn't at least.
Oh, she's my lady friend, I guess you can
Oh,
say that.
Congratulations.
Wait, is she Beauty Chow?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. When you said that, the gears were turning. I'm like, ding! It just popped into my head.
Yeah, she likes him though. She likes his little podcast.
I'm just thankful that we're the ones to, I guess, that we just like talk about stuff like this, and I guess it piques her interest. That she maybe checks out some things like some certain animes or games and all that.
Yeah, because she doesn't really have that expansive of a palette, I guess, would be the word to say when it comes to games and stuff like that. So she likes these.
Yeah, that's good.
He's not quite a
I-
normie, but yeah.
Oh no, that's like one of my least favorite terms. I resent that term so much.
I know, it's so bad. I used it ironically, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
it always
so many
feels
things I
like-
could just say about that.
I mean, I have a friend who goes on the R49K all the time, and he just uses that term constantly, and it always gets on my nerves, but I never tell him.
Yeah. I actually know a hipster. Like an actual hipster. Well,
Oh, is it me?
yeah, it's no, not you. It's this dude on for Affinity. I don't really want to say his name. It's not you, Mark. It's this one guy I just kind of bumped into.
Yeah.
So let me just preface this before I start this little conversation. But there's like three different like subcategories of like, I guess you'd say furry on for Affinity. There's the typical just regular, enthusiast, I guess, who just likes the aesthetics, and then there's the more hardcore people, the fursuiters, fetishists, those kinds of people. And then there's this other weird category of like this like super leftist, nihilist, fedora tipping atheists who just
Perfect.
hate everyone and everything, especially the furry community. They hate everyone else who isn't like them.
Are they fans of BoJack Horseman? They have to be.
I don't.
Some are actually, yeah, some are.
Perfect.
Yeah, so this one dude, he's let's just call him Mr. Doom. I don't know. Let's call him Doom. Doom. We constantly get into these like little shitpost battles about just nothing. Especially on his Twitter. Like if you just see random like comments on my Twitter, it's just me messing around with him. Because he's like one of those dudes who constantly posts about like Trump and the conservatives and now they're gonna kill and rape everyone and blah, blah,
So
blah.
like Adam Sessler.
He's just that kind of guy. Yeah, he's my Adam Sessler, except he's not some old white guy. He's a 20-something-year-old overweight black man, from what I've heard. Yeah, he like has these really depressing stories too about his life, like how he's just this like massive NEET, and I don't know if he's doing it to be like gain attention or does he like, I don't know. I think Twitter and social media is like the only thing he really has, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people like that in fandoms who go on these boards all the time, like Wizard Chan and places like that. That's sort of is the only thing that they have. And it's really sad. I think Welcome to the NHK kind of did a very good portrayal of this. And as strange as these people can be, once you understand them, you kind of get where they're coming from, and you can sort of be, sympathetic towards.
Yeah, because I don't hate the guy. I mean, we do have our moments, but it's nothing serious. It's a weird like brotherly thing between us. We just like mock each other. I've had a lot of great conversations with him though, like about just philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, I think I sort of have that relationship with a lot of people where sort of the first knee-jerk reaction is, oh, screw this guy, what's he doing? But sort of as you get to know a lot of people, no matter how strange their circumstances might be, no matter how much you disagree with them, once you understand where they're coming from, it makes everything so much easier, and I think that's a very important skill people should have.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's sort of
Yeah.
why I try to like consume as many perspectives as possible, and like so I can understand as many people as I can, because it's sort of this is gonna make me sound bad, but I sort of have a craving for understanding other people and myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is really like just this experiment. It's really crazy when you're interacting with people, because you never know how it'll go, and that's the fun of it, really. Even if it goes poorly.
Yeah, and you know, even if it goes poorly, you can always bounce back.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's why I still come on this podcast, even though, like, there are certain moments I've had where I feel like I was just being really cringy and edgy, especially when I get into sort of, like, overly philosophical, too deep for me topics. But I come back anyway, because it's, you know, you just don't do it again by that point, you know? And it's usually not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it isn't. You know, we all have those moments of like just embarrassment, cringiness. Some more than others.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I don't know. I find like I take very great pleasure in making new friends, and you know, sort of trying to surround myself with, you know, fun people.
Mm-hmm. So, Mark, what say you about life? I don't know.
I personally try to. Man, like, personally, when it comes to life, it's more of how we make of it. Really. I mean, I really don't know what to say about it. I mean, life can sometimes kick you in the ass, and some of the time it usually is. But really, Really, I don't know. I really don't know, nor do I mostly care. But there was something I just recently looked up. It's about Pokemon. Sorry for segueing here, but I found out about the 20th Pokemon movie.
There's 20 of them? What?
No, the next Pokemon movie. The movie 20. I Choose You. It's both being released as the 20th movie and the first movie in the Sun and Moon series. However, unlike any of the other previous films, it's a remake / retelling of the Indigo League to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the series.
That's very nice. I'm gonna say outright right now, the new Pokemon Sun and Moon, that is my favorite iteration of the franchise.
I have not played it, but I really want to play it. I also need to see the anime, because in all honesty, I am missing out on so much. I only saw like the first two, maybe 3 episodes. After that, nope. I keep missing it.
Yeah. Like I haven't actually played the games. I'm talking about the show specifically. My favorite iteration of the games is the what's it called? The blue and red. You know, the first ones that came out on Game Boy, because those are the ones that I've played the most.
Red
and
and
I
blue
really
version.
like. Yeah. And the you know, the one that came after that, the silver on Game Boy Color. And I really like the Mystery Dungeon games. But the one on the 3DS, the newer one, is really good, but I haven't played Sun and Moon yet. But the show is like gorgeous. The animation is actually like consistent, because in the old show, a lot of the times they'd just be barely moving. But this new one, it's just so beautiful to look at, and the character designs are just stellar. And the weird thing is that Ash is basically like a shonen fighting hero now. Like, he's so powerful that these big battles can take place, and these huge, beautiful spectacles, and it's really a sight to see in comparison to the old show where he was sort of just a humble guy trying to catch them all, and then he tried to catch them all again and again, and it was the same thing for a long time. But now he's just so OP, and he's so evolved that it really takes the show in a new direction, and I'm loving it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I haven't watched the new iteration of the anime Sun and Moon. I don't know, they all seem kind of formulaic after a while. Like, you know, they go into a new town, they gotta help someone, then they leave, never see the person again, it's that kind of thing. But I'm sure it's good.
I agree, but like, that's the great thing about the new show, is that it sort of breaks away from years upon years, hundreds of episodes of just sort of the same thing. You know, wow, Ash is so young, he's gotta catch them all, he's gotta, you know, evolve his stuff or whatever, but now he's like a big action hero, and there's all these new characters, and the show is just completely revamped because it's you know, the production is just so much better now, so it adds sort of a bit more excitement to it.
Mm-hmm. I wish they aged him up though, like Satoshi something, his name. He wanted that for the original manga.
Seriously.
Yeah, but they wouldn't let him because it's the whole Naruto thing where it's like, well, Naruto's gotta have Sosuke, even though that's not what the original author wanted. A lot of the time, these companies sort of add in changes to make something more marketable or to make it sell more, and usually, you know, beyond what the creator wants, like how Death Note had extra stuff added in when it, you know, the original creators didn't want that. It's sort of sad, but I think the publisher can do good things for the manga as well. Like, I know the original Dragon Ball had a lot of stuff added in from the publisher, and that was probably for the better.
Yeah.
I mean, really upping Ash's age would probably be, would look smart. I mean, my friend David mentioned Ash looks like a little kid in Sun and Moon.
Yeah, he looks a lot younger. He's got Benjamin Button's disease.
And it sort of contrasts with how, like, symbolically he's this like super hype fighting guy in comparison to all of the old parts of the series.
Yeah, he's improved a lot. I wouldn't say he's that badass, but yeah, he's definitely grown a lot. Like, I guess emotionally as a person.
Yeah. I mean, I could watch Sun and Moon all day. Which they're actually playing it on TV now, and I'll just catch it randomly. And I know my sister's a big fan of the show. She likes it a lot more than I do. But it feels so nice just to see Pokemon on and just go to a random episode just in the middle of the story. I can't explain how much that means to me that I can just do that on TV, and it's just this giant show, so it goes on forever. It really reminds me of when I used to do that when I was a lot younger.
Yeah. To be young.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Not that old. Why am I saying that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that old either, but for some reason, like, I'm really young, but for some reason I have, like, these strong senses of nostalgia for when I was,
I know how you feel. I have it too. I have it as well. I'm 24 years old, and yet I feel old.
I wouldn't say I feel
it's a state of
old
mind,
or
really.
anything. I wouldn't say I feel old because I'm, like, too young for that, but I do really like to look back and reconnect with things that have happened in the past. Like, maybe there's something that happened a week ago, and it's like, oh man, I remember that. I'm gonna reconnect with that. I just really like feeling good about things, I suppose. I like reconnecting with good emotions, because I try to seek out just experiencing the most I can out of media. That's why I pretty much I cry a lot at movies, because it's like I'm getting the most pathos out of it as possible.
I mean, I know how you feel. I mean, I'm currently wrapping up watching Shaman King. I was mostly bored out of my mind, and I thought a bit about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and rewatch it again. I'm watching the dubbed version. I think I saw a subbed version. I'm like, I never saw it finish seeing it dubbed, so I might as well do it. And afterwards, I might be watching Yu Yu Hakusho again.
Oh, dude, Yu Yu Hakusho, that... Oh, it's just so good,
That
and the dub
was
is
my
fantastic.
show. It holds up. It holds up. GG Bro even mentions it.
Man.
Yu Yu Hakusho still holds up.
Yeah, Super Eye Patch Wolf. He did a really good video on the show.
Yeah, it is some good stuff. Eye Patch Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some of my friends seem to say, like, well, Eye Patch Wolf isn't academic enough. He's too boring. He's not going into enough academic detail. I don't care. He's good.
Yeah, you don't always have to, though. You can have a level of subjectivity and still be watchful and entertaining. That's what Mr. Internet's for.
Yeah.
Going all the way back, full circle.
Mr. Inner needs to learn.
Okay, no hate, no hate. Alright, I'm just saying that that's just a critique that I have with his videos.
I mean, I like Mr. Inter's newer videos. Like I said, I think he's changed a lot as a person. I mean, back when he used to do pony reviews, he would have, like, this star system where the brown stars were, like, the most objective, and then the other one was, like, his real opinion.
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Inter has changed a lot. And I mean, if I met the guy personally, I think me and him would be friends.
Yeah. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. A lot of people on the net don't seem like they're malice or malicious or anything. Well, for the most part, but you know, it's just conflicting ideals, topographies of ignorance, all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of things. I think a lot of people sort of weaponize their own beliefs, and it sort of cuts away the human aspect of it, and that's why I don't really like talking about politics on the show, is because I feel like it would sort of make a disconnect with the audience where we're not connecting on like a personal or emotional level, we're just screaming at each other about how everyone's an idiot except for us, when in reality that's not the case. It's just everyone has their
We're
own
all
problems
idiots.
and their own things going on.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. You guys can talk amongst yourselves if you like.
Alright, cool.
Mm.
Yeah, you know, man, I never really got into Shaman King, but I have read the manga in Shonen Jump, because I've been sort of going back through old issues.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, I read the Shaman King manga and its sequel Flowers before, you know, the magazine that was publishing it kind of went belly up, and it kind of ended the series there. Like, in all honesty, I hope someone picks up that series, because they need to do more with it, because I want to know what happens. Fans were even talking about it, like they wanted to see someone bring back Shaman King Flowers, and well, I was gonna wait till DZ comes back, but there was in fact talks of the creator was given an offer to remake the series, but he didn't want to unless he can get the original voice actors and the soundtrack for it. If he had those two things, he would do a remake. Admittedly, I would be interested in that.
I don't know. I haven't seen the Shaman King subbed version. I think I've seen some of the 4Kids dub years and years ago, but I can barely remember it. I mostly just read the manga. In Shonen
Yeah,
Jump,
the
but
anime deviates from the manga. I mean, deviates from the manga significantly. Like, well, spoilers alert if any of you guys have not seen it or seen the show, in which case, why have you not? The manga ends with Zeke Asakura, or How Asakura as he's called, basically becoming the Shaman King, but the gang survive. But he doesn't get defeated. He reforms, I guess. Not really. He's just his vengeance against mankind is postponed, and the sequel Flowers has to deal with the other previous Shaman Kings not wanting him, and so they're having a bit of a fight, but that never went forward. The anime, however, deviates in the fact that it mostly has the X-Laws be one of the main antagonists, with Zeke taking up the last bit of it, and Yo actually defeating and killing Zeke at the end.
Yeah, with the anime, like, I don't really mind when they deviate from the manga, as long as it's interesting. Like, you know, there's tons and tons of shows where I love the book, and then I love the shows as well, because they can sort of stand as their own thing. Like, I don't really mind when these big changes happen, because if I really cared about those big changes, I would just read the book. So it doesn't usually bother me, as long as it can, you know, sort of be interesting and good on its own.
Agreed. I mean, Shaman King was good. I mean, looking at it from the English dub to the Japanese dub, uncut, my friend Tama Tenshin, as he's 10, or 10 as he's known on YouTube and Skype, he basically showed me a video of it, and the DVD version has like the uncut stuff for it, because there's like a lot of stuff 4Kids cut. I'm not gonna lie. That and the fact that I noticed that they changed Faust the Eighth's voice actor from his first appearance to when he reappears later. I think they couldn't get his voice actor at that time, so they just changed him.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of most 4Kids dubs. Oh no, you're good.
Yeah, like I was.
Go on.
I mean, like, I was debating whether or not to see a few more shows. I mean, Sonic X was a good one.
Yeah, I liked Sonic X.
Logan?
I know a lot of people hate that show.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Hey.
Did I cut out?
You were cutting out
a little bit.
Oh yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah, a little.
Sonic X is better than people say it is.
Okay, well,
we were just discussing 4Kids dubs and stuff.
We were talking about Shaman King, about Shonen Jump, our thoughts on like nostalgia stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I was listening to a song from the Deus Ex OST while I was taking a pee. Most epic piss ever.
What music have you been listening to lately?
Me? Well, really, it's mostly just been it really depends. Like, sometimes it's video game music, sometimes anime opening. Like, I can name a few off the top of my head, like King's Avatar's opening and ending theme. Love that. Fox Spirit Matchmaker's opening and ending themes. Well, the first and second ones. Deus Ex occasionally. Final Fantasy 14. Anything with the Elder Scrolls. I've been listening to like a lot of game soundtracks.
Yeah. What about you, D?
Yeah, same here. Oh, me? Well, easy. I listen to a lot of things. Like a lot of like I mentioned before, ska. I like a lot of punk rock. I've been listening to a lot of like alternative rap, and I guess it's called what's the term? It's called conscious rap or something like that. I like Bus Driver. Let's see, MF Doom. It's kind of like my first introduction to that kind of alternative rap. And recently, Death
MF
Grips.
Doom is so good. Oh yeah, Death Grips. Have you listened to Ex-Military? Because that's like one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah, MC Ride. That dude. Not want to meet him.
MC Ride is
in
so
any
good.
circumstance.
I love him so much. You know, especially on the Money Store, his voice. Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Clipping by any chance? They're also industrial hip hop like Death Grips.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know
really
like any
good,
actual like bands.
There's this song called Get Up by Clipping where it's literally just him rapping over an alarm clock.
Huh. Yeah, but I like that kind of just weird kind of way to take such a very stagnant genre, I think rap is. But you know, I'm glad that there are a lot of people who kind of just take it into different directions.
Yeah. I mean that's sort of what I'm trying to do, where I have like weirder beats. Like I try to sample things that most people wouldn't think about, like you know, phones and stuff, like phones ringing and like bombs blowing up and stuff like that. Sort of a Clipping and a Death Grips influence there, where they, you know, take just very weird things and they know how to use them, so they make interesting sounds out of them. There's also, actually, before industrial hip-hop was really big, Dialect. They've done some really interesting stuff. Like, the lyrics are so poignant and well-written, with just these insane rhyme schemes and, you know, interesting words being used. But the sound of their music, like, they don't sound like any other, you know, 90s rapper, because they take this very, like, ambient and dark approach to their beats, where they you know, it just sounds like nothing I've ever heard before. And I think they influenced Death Grips actually, and you know, since, you know, Death Grips has gotten so big, Dialect actually came out with a new album, because this is sort of the perfect time for that scene to re-emerge. They were sort of like the first guys. Like, I mean, back in the 90s, they were touring with rock bands like ISIS and stuff, because, you know, there was just no place. Like, labels did not know where to put Dialect, because they were so different sound-wise.
Yeah. Yeah, but aside from that genre of music, a lot of video game music, of course, a lot of Japanese, Korean, and just basically anything that sounds good, I'll listen to it. That's really my philosophy.
Yeah, lately I've been listening to a lot of old Biggie. I've been listening to Life After Death, and that's a really, really good album. And I've been listening to Ready to Die. Very, very good album. Juicy, I gotta say, Juicy is one of my favorite songs of all time, because it just connects with me on such a deep level. And, you know, Biggie's voice on that track just sounds so ethereal and emotional and impactful. And I gotta say, that song is making me tear up just thinking about it. It's so good.
Yeah. Biggie and Tupac, those guys.
Honestly,
just
I
amazing.
think Biggie was better than Tupac. But Tupac is really, really
Really?
good.
Wow. Yeah, I'd have to say Tupac's a little bit overrated in my opinion, but I still like his work.
Yeah, I mean, he was a visionary at the time. I just think Biggie's work connects with me on a far deeper level, and he sort of goes into some more complex flows. Where Tupac, he sort of had a club vibe going on, where he'd go for the the slower sort of flow, where you could just put it on in a club and anyone could sort of dance to it and understand it. But I think as an MC, Biggie sort of went into more dangerous territories with his work, and he'd, you know, go a little bit faster and a little bit more complicated. Yeah, other than that, I've been
This is
listening to a lot
this
of...
is straight away.
Yeah, other than that,
I was just saying this is
listening to a
straight
lot
off.
of Killer
I like it.
Priest.
Though.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, if
Cool.
you get me talking about
I've heard of those
hip-hop,
guys.
I'm gonna talk
Actually,
forever.
I think I've heard one song. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting you there. It's just the internet sort of messed me up.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just saying earlier how things are kind of strayed away, but I like it. I really love where this is going.
Yeah, but
like
I've
when we
been
go off
listening
the
to Killer Priest's album Heavy Mental. That's sort of his most well-known and popular one. But you know, I had been a fan of Killer Priest from finding out about him because he was, you know, an affiliate of Wu-Tang Clan, you know, and everybody knows them, and I'm a big fan. So, you know, my friend Ted, he got me into them a few years ago, and I've been listening to this album again, and it's sort of like the typical 90s rap style, but it's really, really well done, and I like it a lot.
Cool.
I mean, other than that, I've been listening to this band, Die Anteroid. I think that's how you say it. It's this South African hip-hop group where they, it's really unique sounding. Like, you know, the woman who you know, does the vocals on it, it sounds like nothing else I've ever heard, because it's so weird.
Well, this
I've been
might
listening
definitely
their
have to
first
look
album.
all these up.
Yeah. But like, yeah, their
what
first
do you-
album, it sort of has this post-ironic
Uh-huh.
edge to it, where it's like you're not really sure when they're being serious or when they're not. But my friend Weeb Trash, as I mentioned earlier, he recommended them to me. Because they're just so strange and out there, and they're sort of hard to get into first because the girl's voice is like it sounds kind of high pitched and sort of off-putting, mixed with these lyrics that aren't exactly like super well written. They're just really strange and out there and sort of abrasive. But once you get into the mindset of listening to them, he actually recommended to me, oh, read 4chan while you listen to them. That'll get you in the mindset. But once you sort of get used to their sound, it can be really fun. And I guess other than that, I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar's new album, Humble. Honestly,
do tell.
It's good and okay. I don't think it's a masterpiece like everyone else says. Honestly, I think Good Kid, Mad City is probably his best album. But it's from what I've listened, I haven't finished it all. It's got some really catchy songs, and it's fun. But I need to listen to it a few more times. But honestly, I think Good Kid, Mad City just can't be topped. Because it's just so well done. But Kendrick's good.
Oh, that's cool. Mark, you've been really quiet, but I understand you're kind of out of your element.
Yeah, I'm sort of out of my element. I mean, music's not really one of my forte. Well, music really is a bit of my forte. I mean, video game wise, I mean, there's some great soundtracks, and like really, it's like Just something I just listen to when I, need to, when I just need like something to think about, or just, listen to and just distract myself. Or
Yeah,
maybe I
mean,
should probably do that when I
distract
write.
myself,
Good.
to distract myself, I tend to listen to like Japanese city pop, from the 80s, because you can't tell what they're saying, but it's got these great jazzy instruments going, like all this funk and stuff, and it sounds really nice as a background piece. And as you said, like
okay,
like
well, I'm
video
just waiting
game
for
music,
comments to get back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, segue.
I-
back to video game. Favorite video game music?
Comic Zone. Comic Zone is one of my favorite video game soundtracks. It's got that twangy
Oh, yeah,
Genesis
definitely.
sound.
Comic Zone?
Oh,
I
you
can understand
not heard
that.
of game?
No.
Basically, it's about this guy who gets trapped in a
Yeah,
comic
could you
book,
explain?
and like they're drawing the enemies as they happen.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I played it on the GBA version. It's a little bit easier than the original Genesis version, but it's still really good.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was on the GBA. It seems like a lot of Genesis games, just random ones, got ported to it.
Yeah, it got ported. It wasn't like a sequel or anything. Just a direct port.
I wish they would do it like nowadays with the technology that they have now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like a fully 3D, like a Platinum game style beat 'em up. That would be amazing.
Oh god, that'd be freaking dope.
Platinum Games is just so good.
Yeah. They just don't care. They just do what they do, and they make amazing things. Just that's kind of in a way my philosophy. Just do it. Ripping off Michael Jordan.
Like From Software. Like From Software, they just sort of make
them
cool
too.
games, and because they know how to use the budget, and they're not like Call of Duty or something where they just or Tomb Raider, like the newest Tomb Raider game where they put all of the budget into like the hair or something, and the budget's like badly allocated on those bigger titles. It's so hard for them to make money back. But it seems like these sort of smaller Japanese companies like From Software and Platinum, they can make these more niche games, like Nier, Darkengard, or however you say it, and Dark Souls, and they can sell like
oh
good
man,
amounts,
Dragonking,
and
Dark Souls.
like they can sell well and make back even more than their budget, because they know how to make great games that they want to make, but do it smartly, because Jim Sterling talked about this, where the first Dark Souls game, or Demon Souls rather, it wasn't even $1 million in the budget, it was like a couple $100,000, yet that game it appealed to people so heavily that it ended up selling way higher than its budget, and then it spinned off into tons of Dark Souls games, and that's kind of what Nier Automata is doing, Platinum's new game, where it sold so well and it's being so heavily talked
Platinum?
about. Yeah,
I need to
think
play
it's
that
Platinum.
game.
I don't know. I thought it was this other company. It doesn't matter. It's a good game. Yeah, I've heard great things about it. I want to play it. It's kind of expensive now, though. I don't really like paying full price because I'm cheap. But I'll definitely get it.
I mean,
once
I'm
it
the same way.
becomes, like afterwards.
I definitely want to get a PS4 soon, but it's like, I just can't afford it. I don't have any money.
I feel bad for you. I mean, the PS4 is it's a good console.
I mean,
Yeah, it's probably one of the better ones out of all the different consoles available right now.
Like, the thing that's cool about the PS4 to me is sort of what we've been spinning around here this whole podcast, is that it has such niche and weirder games. Like these weird kind of RPGs from Japan, like Persona 5, stuff like that, where they're not just these giant, over-budgeted, sort of boring cinematic pieces. They're just fun experiences, especially, you know, the games you can buy on the PlayStation Store. As much as I hate digital media, you know, there's some really interesting things going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think that's the thing about modern gaming,
Yeah.
is that there really is something for everyone if you look.
Yeah. It's very true.
Yeah, I mean, like, Dark Souls is a great series. It is. I mean, like, it got me. I mean, like, the soundtrack for it is amazing, especially with Dark Souls 3.
Yeah. I
Can't stop
haven't played,
listening to
Bloodborne
that
or
last
3,
boss.
but I have heard the soundtracks, and they're so good. Especially Bloodborne's soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I know Khan was going to come on here, and I kind of, you know, wanted to have him on a little bit longer, but I kind of want to end it off because I think I think we have nowhere to go but down.
Yeah, but wasn't he at work or something?
Yeah, he was working, and he's gonna like head home, and I guess like, you know, add a little bit more. I'm not sure, but we'll have him on next time. I'll you know, put something in the
Probably
chat.
next week, because we got a lot to talk about that next week.
Oh yeah, E3.
Yep.
Oh,
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's just gonna be
Yeah.
a whole podcast of me talking about how.
Alright, so
modern
this is the
gaming
end,
sucks.
my
I
friend.
can't wait.
I'm also gonna be excited for a lot of things, like if the rumor about a Spyro remake is actually true.
The remakes.
Mhm.
Why do we need remakes? I play the old game, and the old game is like a masterpiece. I don't need new graphics. I just want to play the old game. It's fine. Just make new games.
Yeah. Well,
I
like I said before, some games or some things actually probably deserve a remake or something
Crash.
like that, but I don't know.
don't know about
It's-
Spyro. I think
weird. It's
Spyro was
complicated.
like popular.
It could be
at the
good,
time,
because there were
and
some problems with
it
those
did-
games.
I guess. I suppose to some other people, but I doubt those problems are actually going to be fixed. They're just giving it a new graphics. And it's like, I don't care about the graphics. The old game was colorful and it was fun, you know? I just want to have fun with the old game and to have those creators maybe do something new. So I can have new experiences and not just rehash the old ones, but with quote-unquote prettier visuals.
Mhm.
But, I mean, we'll see. I'll try to be optimistic about it, but it's hard for me not to be cynical about remakes, because I just wish they would make new games. Like, they're remaking Final Fantasy VII? No, you can't remake Final Fantasy VII. It's everything that game needed to do, they're just gonna do it worse, because this is Square Enix, and they made the worst game of all time with, you know, Final Fantasy whatever it's called, where they try to make it like Kingdom Hearts or whatever, and it's not even turn-based, and all of the characters are just these edgy, you know, over-emotional, not even real people. They're just robots. They're just robots made to be like Kingdom Hearts, and Final Fantasy VII is a masterpiece, and if you know, Square Enix got their hands on that, they're gonna ruin it. They're just gonna give it prettier visuals, which it doesn't need, because the writing and the gameplay carries the game.
Yeah, and there's a paywall too, so that's even worse. Like, you
Yeah,
had to pay for certain episodes.
And
like,
oh my
that-
God.
Yeah.
Why can't you just buy
Yeah, because the disc.
the game? You're already paying $60.
Yeah, at that point, there's no point. But, you know, they gotta make their money somehow.
I mean,
Gotta
they
make
could
that extra
make their
dollar.
money if it was a new game. If they made a new game, I'd be fine with paying extra money. And if it was actually good.
But nope, it's episodic now. Yeah, it's
Do I
really
have to
bad.
pay Do I have to pay to go to the other side of the train now and to see and to talk to people? Am I gonna have to insert 1 coin here to talk to this person that adds immersion into the story? Jeez.
It's basically like, you know how the original discs of Final Fantasy VII were split up? It's basically
Yeah.
just gonna have like
Yeah.
each episode be like the next disc. That's basically how we're doing it. That's like if you got Final Fantasy back in the day, if it was just like 1 disc at a time. Oh, that'd be awful. You had to buy.
Yeah.
That's basically the
That's-
gist of it.
This is why this is why I play PS1. This is why all the games I buy now are just PS1 games, and I play them all the time. Metal Gear Solid is the best.
Yeah. Freaking Armored Core. No, that game. Love it.
I haven't been able to get into Armored Core.
Oh
Wait,
man,
isn't
Mark.
Isn't From Software? Like that was sort
Yes,
of what
they
they made
Yes.
before Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's like this proto Dark Souls. It's a mech game. I love it though. It has a very minimalist plot, just like their other games, and it kind of makes sense in the lore though that the plot's very minimalist because you're just like this mercenary, so you don't really need to care about, I guess, the world and lore and stuff. You're just out to make a buck. Like it just fits that mentality. So it makes sense why there's not a lot of cutscenes and stuff.
I need to buy the other Armored Core games because I've only played one of them. It was on an emulator, but it was really good. And I need to get into the rest of the series because the PS1, like, it has so many of those. I think there's like 6 Armored Core games on that one console alone.
I think so.
Yeah, it's a big series, and I think they're bringing it back too.
I actually want to try it out because the last Armored Core I played was the one for the PS3. My friend suggested it.
Oh,
We
yeah,
never really
the
got into
one
it.
on the PS3 is not that
Mhm.
good, from what I've heard. Is that right, D?
Which one?
The one on the PS3, isn't that the one that most people don't like?
Yeah, that was like one of the newer ones. Yeah, I haven't played it myself, but I've heard some bad things about it.
Mm.
I heard on the 2D Gamer,
Yeah.
I was watching one of his videos. He was talking about it's Karmazar.
Our boy's here. Okay, well, we're gonna end it off, but no, we can continue. Oh, are you okay?
We
Calm.
scared him away with
Oh
our
God, did they
enthusiasm.
get him? Calm. 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 Bastards.
Well, at least he died doing what he loved.
We lost him.
And this war is not good. I don't know anything about Warhammer. I'm trying to make Warhammer references, and I don't know anything about the game. I need to be educated
he's
on
back.
Warhammer.
Well, Com's here to do that.
What?
You there, Com? You're okay? You survived?
I know. I got held over by things.
Okay, we can have you on here. We were just gonna finish up, but you can interject.
Okay. What? Interject into what?
We're talking about Armored Core. If you heard of that game, maybe from.
Oh yeah. Hold up.
Oh jeez. Is that
Guys,
Is it snowing where you're
trying
working?
to catch a bus. No, it's the desert.
Oh shoot. It's just getting so intense.
Sorry about that.
It's just like wounded. Comes like wounded, just crawling around. Trying to recover.
I know. Like some guy who lost his voice is holding my, trying to get me to help him. Okay. Besides that, like, brisk run, what did I just miss?
talking about Armored Core. It was this game by the people who made Dark Souls. It's like a mech game, big giant robot.
Yeah. Wait, people who made Armor Core made Dark Souls?
Yeah, from
FromSoft.
software.
Crazy. I used to play that on the PlayStation 2 when I was a kid.
Huh. Yeah, I played the original. I haven't played the other ones though.
Yeah, I saw they have the new ones, but I haven't tried those out either.
Yeah, I heard they weren't that good.
Did they have at least the flight combat that you could do?
The what combat?
Flying around?
Yeah, they
fighting?
still have, I heard they still have the flight combat. I saw like some videos of it. I just haven't played it.
Check that out.
Well, yeah. Good game. I don't know how to deal with this. I've never been in a situation like this. You just want to wait till you get home, because I think I feel like we're interrupting.
Okay, it'll be like an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, well, actually, I don't know. You're already been like 2 hours in, so maybe next week we'll have you in there.
All right.
Okay. See you later, man.
No problem. New schedules and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Bye.
Oh boy. Wow. That was calm from the killing fields.
That was something. That was something.
Yeah, I would edit in like shooting and explosions, but no. I think it's perfect. It's just the way it is. Okay.
This is probably one of the best episodes just for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like having
Yeah,
these,
okay,
like,
so you guys want to
smaller
end it off
casts.
here?
Like I was gonna say, I like it when
sorry.
there's fewer people in the podcast, and then it's less hectic, you know? Like when you got, let's say, if it was all of us, like Megatron, Sonic, Kitty, Mark, Trench, you, me, that's so many extreme personalities just all at once. It would make the internet crash, it would make life crash, it's just too hard.
Exactly. But
Yeah,
as I said before, you guys ready to end it off?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think smaller ones are the way to go, where it's like when it's so many people, it's a bit harder for everyone to get their piece in, and for it to be sort of stable and listenable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the episode that I'll link, because I have some friends who want to get in the show, but they don't know how to get into the show because they don't know what episode to start on, so I'll probably send them this one. I don't know.
Yes,
Or
this
just-
is...
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say just link them the first episode.
No, that one was...
Yeah, the
meh.
first episode was bad. I mean, I went into this giant tangent about like Family Matters or something, and the Japanese dub. I don't know what kind of meme I was trying to do, but it did not.
It's
come
fine,
out
dude.
well. I just think it's
We're
funny
just
looking
feeling
at
each
it.
other out. We're trying to figure out what to do. It's okay. We're
Yeah.
just figuring out what to do and how to format this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, final words. That's enough. Everyone has one word to say. We're in the chat or whatever.
I'm Dragonking Mark, and well, that's just basically me. Oh, one more. Oh, I forgot to mention I changed my banner art on my Twitch and YouTube.
Oh yeah, it looks pretty cool. Saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, you Logan.
I'm Outlawharvest, and I'm increasingly verbose. I make videos all the time. I make all of the most videos. I make all the best points, and I have the best words.
We have got to do a podcast sometime, you and me.
Yeah, we do. Like, I know
Okay,
we tried
and-
to record that
Yeah.
that game podcast where we talked about like 2 obscure games, but there were like, I gotta say, there were like 20-minute long gaps of silence in that because we were just both playing a video game at the same time.
You just have one observer, I guess, like a third person, just go in there and just say something.
I know.
Yeah. That podcast never actually took off. I never actually made an episode of it, even though I had this like ambitious plan of like, I'm gonna get guests every week to talk about about a video game, and we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be an episode of.
Alright, well, I'm DZ Dog, and yeah, don't drop the hope.
Yeah. That was a thing we made.
Yeah. It was a thing. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, man. It was good talking to you. It was good talking to you all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hope you're all doing well.
we are.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.